So, welcome, Shukhrat. Thank you for taking a bit of time out of your day to come and speak to us about your business and your experiences. So, welcome.
Hello, hi. Thank you very much for inviting me. Yes, I'd love to be on the call today. And obviously, I'm more than happy to express and explain about my business and how I managed to achieve the result that I have right now.
Brilliant. Thanks very much. So, let's just kick off with a simple one. So, tell us a little bit about your role in the company and what your companies do.
Sure, definitely. So my name's Shukhrat. I'm originally from Uzbekistan, but I live in London, and I'm CEO of two companies. And the first company is based in London. It calls CyberBee. We do blockchain development. So basically, we help everyone who wants to implement blockchain into the industry for cost optimizing or implement some kind of crypto payments. This is what we do. And obviously, with the second company based in Dubai, we launched our own chain, which is I mean, I'm talking about blockchain. We launched our own blockchain. We launched our own cryptocurrency. It calls Ultron Foundation. And we've been running this blockchain already for 3 years. And obviously, we have a huge plans where we're going to I hope achieve our results. So yeah, it's all about blockchain. So basically myself, my background is IT development. I've been working in IT industry for a long time, since 2015. And for the last, since 2018, I moved my scope into blockchain industry, Web3 industry, where I thought this is going to be the future and where I decided to be a part of it.
Brilliant. So, for those who may not be so familiar with it, what sort of customers would you have to supply for a blockchain?
Sure. I mean, this could, I mean, it all varies. It could be anyone. We had a customers from gambling industry who wanted to implement crypto payments processing. We had the clients from, let's say, fintech industry, obviously developing some kind of fintech solutions for trading cryptocurrencies. We also had like a trading with a gold, but again, implementing cryptocurrency itself. We had a customer from India who actually wanted to develop a NFT marketplace for carbon dioxide, where the manufacturers could share the amount of carbon dioxide that they have to other manufacturers, to other factories. So this is kind of, let's say, could be anything. We had a client who actually not from business industry, but he got married and he wanted us to develop some kind of smart contract because he had several bitcoins and obviously some kind of arrangement marriage arrangement agreement. If they divorce, these bitcoins will be shared between them or something like that, which is quite insane. I mean, which is interesting case, but this is like you see, the majority, I would say, fintech solutions. This are our main clients who come, or I mean, who come and obviously ask for this kind of development. At the same time, we also have banking and insurance companies who also acquire some kind of, I mean, asking how we can do it, how we can manage, how we can improve their businesses. At the same time, we also had a client from medical industry who wanted to develop some kind of database of their clients and obviously implement it into the blockchain. So as you can see, it's, I mean, I don't have even specific as a client, it could be anyone, but majority, I would definitely say it's a fintech industry.
Brilliant. Yeah. And similarly, with the on the cryptocurrency side, what is there such a thing as a typical customer?
Well, it's hard to say, to be honest. I mean, if we talk about, let's say, what I can see that majority of our customers who require some kind of help with development, it's those customers, they already know what needs to be done. I mean, they come to us with the idea, they come to us saying, guys, we have this kind of business plan. Please tell us if you can help it, if it's possible to implement. So they're aware about blockchain, they're aware about what is how it works, which is good for us because we had a client from insurance company who wanted to who wanted to implement a blockchain. I mean, he reached us saying, guys, we made lots of money. We have, let's say, budget for obviously implementing new technologies. We heard about blockchain. It's on hype. So explain how you can help improve our business. And for us, it was like, okay, but I mean, if you tell us, I mean, we asked them, do you have any experience? Do you know anything about? Well, I know Bitcoin. I know there were lots of scams, and that's it. So with this kind of customer, it was quite difficult to explain. I mean, we explained him, we asked the question such internal business, where you would like to implement, or how you can implement, and obviously on this part, we did give some, let's say, our feedback. And obviously, you must understand as well that blockchain industry, Web3 industry, it's quite, I mean, from you have one side, we have business decisions, which is obviously a challenge, but from other side, you have legal stuff where obviously not every country is, I would say, blockchain or crypto friendly, where obviously if you want to develop something, you must obviously meet requirements of these kind of countries.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
one of the biggest hype right now, I mean, if you talk about blockchain on Web3 industry, it's a meme coins and also RWA, which is a real world asset. It's tokenization. So everyone's trying to tokenize. And again, based on the government, based on the legislation, I mean, we met lots of customers from Dubai, from Serbia, from obviously South American countries, Latin countries, where obviously they doing all this tokenization stuff. So yeah.
Brilliant. What is there anything you would say makes you stand out from competitors?
I mean, our company, or first of all, myself. Well, but to be honest, I would say all about, I'm thinking, well, obviously, there are lots of companies who provide the same services as we do, but from our side, I would say that definitely number one is experience. Because not just we can sell, but also that we managed to develop our own blockchain. We developed our own cryptocurrency. We developed our own ecosystem for the blockchain project. It already gives some kind of, let's say, trust and sense of that we went through from zero to what we have right now, because we met so many people, we had so many challenges, and we know for every blockchain project, if they want to deploy or if they want to launch, we know how to make it properly. I think this number of experience, number one. Number two, it's about people. We have excellent developers, and number one is our business partner, my business partner, and my friend, who's a CTO. He's a has already 25 years of experience in development, PhD computer science, and he knows everything. So it's not for him, it's not about the business. For him, it's all about if it's possible to implement and how to implement and how to save the costs. So he thinks
Mm,
like, I mean, well, from my side, I'm more thinking about business. So let's say how to make business. And so, yeah. So experience, people, and also the feedback and the result that we achieved. So, yeah.
excellent. So, and how did you get into these industries?
Well, as I said before, I graduated from University of Westminster, and I finished business IT. And that time, I actually was working in IT industry. I was developing websites, and afterwards, I started developing some kind of projects, CRM platforms, ERP platforms. I managed to develop my own CRM platform for legal, for lawyers, for attorneys. And that time, I obviously was already involved in this kind of section, and I decided, like, okay, what is happening? It was such a huge competition. I should do some kind of like stand out. And I would say I was in the right time, in the right moment with the right people. And at that time, we obviously met some investors who wanted to develop a huge project on blockchain. And obviously, it was quite funny because I think it was in 2018 or 18, I think. That client reached me and obviously, Shukhrat, we have this amazing project we would like to develop. Do you know blockchain? Can you make it? I was fully confident. I was saying, yes, we can make it. I mean, and based on, if you probably know Virgin Media, Richard Braxton, where he said, just say yes, but afterwards you'll find out how to finish it. So that time I said, yes, we can make it. But it was quite funny because we had not so much knowledge. And obviously, we started hiring senior developers. We started hiring the best, let's say, software architectures who helped us, obviously, to successfully deploy the project. So I think this is where my journey from to blockchain industry started. So it was quite fun time, but we managed. So yeah.
Brilliant. And how have you found it? So, being a CEO, founder of a company, what's your biggest learnings?
Mm, Well, I would say do not regret about your decisions. I think one of the biggest lesson I learned because on daily basis, I make myself personally, I make lots of decisions regarding business-wise, regarding employees, regarding making new connections, regarding making new contracts, regarding new, let's say, challenges. Definitely every time when I make a decision, and let's say if I make the wrong decision, obviously I was, let's say, how to say, I was a bit upset because I made the wrong decision. Obviously, I was like, I should have done this way, I should have done that way. But this is a life, and obviously, every time you learn and every time you get more and more, let's say, knowledge. The only biggest, let's say, regret is that I didn't buy a lot of bitcoins that time when it was, let's say, cost like 100, 200. I think it's the biggest. Otherwise, other than that, I would say just about not to regret, even though even if you made that decision that time, it was the best decision. But again, as I said to you, I was every time when I make decisions, I'm getting new knowledge, and obviously based on this knowledge, I can make the new decisions properly. So yeah.
No, brilliant. Yeah, thank you. So, in terms of, it's so easy to say in business, once you're successful, for people to get the impression that business is actually something quite easy. But when we were talking before, you mentioned that, there's hard times and now good times, but, it's not always business, not always easy. Just wonder what you'd say about that.
Definitely, I agree with your statement. Definitely, it's not so easy. Every time you have this kind of waves of being when you have good times, amazing times, when you have the worst times, difficult times, and it's always like ups and downs. We just have to get used to and have to be prepared because we always think ahead. Me and my business partner, every time let's say, when we create a new or plan a new financial budget for the next year, definitely we're thinking about the worst case scenario. What if happens? What if that? What if
Yeah.
this? So if you do coding, if you do development part, the majority of developers, they have this statement in the code, if. That means if this situation happens, this kind of action should be done. If this situation happened in the same in the business life as well. I mean, I'm talking about development plan because it's not about just being look after myself, my family. It's all about looking after families of our employees because we have right now more than 20 developers working on a full-time basis, and obviously everyone has their own families, and obviously they kind of relied on me saying, okay, we're making signing the contract for 1 year, and they understand that for 1 year they have the work, and obviously they're going to get salaries. But my side, I'm just getting nervous because let's say 1 month you can manage to pay the salary. Next month you're like, okay, now what shall we do? And sometimes when I'm looking at the salaries that I paid to developers or to my employees, I'm looking like, I think I should change my job because I see that my developers making more money than I do. So this is quite funny time, but this is life. I mean, you have to just get used to it and be prepared for any worst scenario that could happen. So yeah, but always think about the good stuff.
No, thanks for that. And is there something called a daily routine for you, or is it very variable?
Every day is a variable. In my business, I mean, I'm talking about as I participate lots of conferences, blockchain conferences, meetups, and I travel a lot. Sometimes I'm being also the speaker, and obviously I travel to different countries. For instance, I've just come from Lisbon, from Portugal. I was on a Web Summit conference. Before that, I was in Dubai. Before that, I was in London in another event. So I'm just visiting so many countries. Let's say today I'm here, today I'm with you, but tomorrow I'm already flying to Dubai. Sorry, yeah, to Dubai because I'm attending other conferences. So I'm trying to obviously to create some kind of routine when I wake up. Obviously, I do meditation, do breakfast, obviously start the phone calls, but it's hectic. Every day is like a new plan, and it's quite difficult to adjust one. I hope next year is going to be more, I would say, simple, no stress, nothing. So yeah.
Yeah, we always want that, isn't it?
Well, this is life. I mean, cannot get used to. But I don't know. One day you just here, one day you're there. I mean, I love it because life gives you some kind of presents, surprises. So
Yeah, there's excitement in the travel and stuff. I hear so many places you've been to. So when we talk about the word success, what kind of people come into mind? Do you have role models or people that you admire, or what do you think about? Who do you think about when you think of success?
oh, that's a good question. I definitely am thinking about all. I mean, you probably know Elon Musk. That's one of the biggest successful person in the world.
Yeah,
Um, I think he's managing all to launch all his projects into real life, and he can do it. I mean, I think for me, he's like a god, because I don't know how he managed going into politics and obviously launching these kind of projects. I would say definitely him. Definitely, I would say, what's his name? I forgot. It was my mind, but never mind. I'll leave because how to say. I have so many thoughts to share with you and to explain.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry.
And I'm
Take your time.
trying not to tell you everything, but go step by step. But definitely, Elon Musk is number one. Who I admire a lot. Um, Also other guys from crypto industry, but you might not know them because it's a very niche. Where again, those guys managed to deploy the projects and bring in, like they could do it, meaning that they had nothing and they managed to launch the project and bring it to
Mm.
the life. So this is what I'm doing right now with my project, which is Ultron Foundation. Just for understanding, when we launched 3 years ago, it was very tough for us. Why? Because no one believed in us. So no one, everyone was telling me personally, saying, "Oh, you're gonna be closed down soon. You're gonna fail. Nothing's gonna happen." Well, it was quite stressed. Definitely, I could not sleep. I think it's that time I had my first gray hair on my head. But I actually now we've been live for 3 years, and we succeed a lot because now we have already 400,000 users who are using our blockchain.
Wow.
Have lots of unique wallets, and so yeah, definitely we have results to show.
Phenomenal. And looking forward then, where do you see the company 5 years from now, or your companies?
Well, that's if you talk about a real, I mean, I have a dream or I have a real case scenario. So if you kind of dream, obviously, it's something that I want to make sure that if I'm going to launch my blockchain, I want to make sure that even my grandkids are going to use it. So this is my plan. I mean, my dream, obviously, is that when I'm going to obviously leave this position and I know it's going to succeed and it's going to last longer, definitely this is my biggest aim. And obviously, I think everyone's aim is obviously to make sure that your life is, I mean, your results. I'm talking about your hard working on both companies will bring results in sense of when you go to pension, you don't have to worry about working, you don't have to worry about caring about what's going to happen tomorrow. You know that you have businesses that covers your expenses and your life routine, and at the same
Yeah,
time it goes further, further, further. So in this case, which brings lots of how to say comfortable life in the future. So yeah.
excellent. Good, good. So yeah, so it can be a personal thing that uh, everybody's choice. It depends on, as you said, dreams can be more about the business, can be more about your family. It's all relative. So one of the challenges in business is, of course, is once you scale employing staff. I just wondered what kind of experiences you could share about, how to effectively employ staff, particularly the challenge of maybe them not being in the same country as you. How do you manage that?
Oh, I mean, I think again, just getting used to it. In the beginning, when I was working again a long time ago, I had developers from developers from India, I had developers from Uzbekistan, I have developers from Poland. That time, obviously, it was quite obviously. First of all, you have language barrier and the culture as well, because, for instance, some people do not work on specific days or specific hours because of the religion or something like that. But again, it's all about getting uh, how to say, getting an agreement on specific days when you can work, when you cannot work. I think the biggest challenge that I have, and obviously when it comes to hiring the people, again, because I work in IT field, and obviously we have to hire lots of developers, and those guys, obviously, we have to interview them a lot because we want to make sure that these guys are going to be trusted developers. They're going to do proper coding and they're going to properly, obviously, deliver the work. But I think the most difficult part is about communication because again, developers they don't want to. I mean, majority of them are obviously introverts, and it's quite difficult to communicate. And obviously, you have to make sure that these guys will communicate with other developers because some of them are being shy and they don't want to share their, let's say, ideas, or they don't want to even shy to ask the question about something because they're shy or something like that. So this is also a challenge that we had as well. And luckily, we already created our procedure of hiring developers, such as, let's say, we have a specific requirements. We obviously have HR department who finds those developers. Afterwards, obviously, I go on a call just to see what kind of person he is. If I feel some good energy and I feel this person is very communicable, obviously, yes, let's make it. And afterwards, we have another 2 stages where my CTO talks to him, and afterwards, our developers give him different technical tasks to see how he reacts, how he answers or she answers, how this let's say issue can be solved. And afterwards, we obviously give 1 month trial working with us to see if this person can fit into our team. And afterwards, we definitely work together for a long time.
Interesting, yeah. So it's interesting. There's a number of people involved in the process as well. And
yeah, we have me, CTO, and our senior team lead developers. Obviously, they also do this technical, like games, not games, sorry, like ping pong games. Like ask question, get results, ask question, get answer, ask
yeah,
question.
and it's interesting because you mentioned introversion. I've worked with a lot of people who have a technical background, whether they're tech as in developers, engineers, people in construction industry, but very much around the technical side of things. And as you said, one of the challenges is the best of them, when you want to promote them, the natural introversion can be a little bit
Yeah,
tricky
yeah,
when they come to managing other people because it's not their a lot of them it's not their comfort zone to manage others,
that's true.
you know.
That's, yeah.
So it's a tricky area. Is it something that you think of you would develop them or you bring somebody from outside?
No, to be honest, I don't know. I mean, I didn't have any, let's say, issues on that base, luckily. So that's why maybe I cannot give a proper answer because I didn't face it yet. I haven't been facing this kind of issue yet. That's why for me, it's tough. But again, what I can see that we have developers, we have males, we have female developers working from Canada as well, from Australia, working on European time zone, which is excellent. But again, so far so good. We've been working with some developers already for 10 years, going
Brilliant.
well with it. So yeah, so far so good, I would say.
Yes, it sounds like it's been good. And another area that's commonly asked is this whole thing of AI. How does AI impact in your industry?
This is definitely one of the top trends in IT industry. I mean, it's getting quite. I mean, again, give an example. I've just been at a Web Summit conference in Portugal. It's huge conference, and I would say 50 or even 60% of all stands, all booth, it was AI, 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 AI. So it's like just wow, so many AIs. We tried to implement AI into blockchain industry to see how it works. Obviously, for instance, with helping with the coding, I would say what based on the feedback that I received from my CTO, he said for the time being, AI, obviously, it's useful if you want to develop something, not such a, let's say, difficult code or something like that. But when it comes to more complicated, more comprehensive on this base, AI is still not good. I'm talking about on coding part, the developing web developer. If you don't want to just tell the task, and obviously you can probably you've seen so many right now solutions where you tell to AI saying, listen, I need a website. I offer, let's say, consulting, financial services. I need, let's say, contact page services, and that's it. And AI creates for you the page with some design. You don't have to worry about anything about the coding. Yes, which is good. But when it comes to more complicated solutions, AI is still struggling, where again, you have to have human being in order to interact and obviously make decisions. This is definitely what I seen so far. And obviously AI is also good for fintech solutions, for financial solutions, for tradings, which is
Yeah,
doing well. So definitely this is where I see lots of biggest progress. But again, we didn't touch so much. That's because we've seen it's not implementing to us. But this is definitely that we need to look after for the future because this is going to be a hype. If you look at the all investments of all startups, come on, everyone goes to AI. So yeah.
yeah, it's interesting. It's a topic that's increasingly being mentioned for sure. So another, uh, we talked about role models, but any particular books that you would recommend to others to read in business, or it doesn't have to be business, could be personal.
Um, I'm obviously, I don't remember the names by the heart, but just to give me a second, I have right now with me an Amazon Kindle, and I'm just gonna read loud what I'm reading right now. So right now I'm reading 3 books, and one of the books, first one, it calls the 48 Laws of Power. This is number one, which I read. The second book I read, uh, Man's Search for Meaning. And the last book is Think and Grow Rich. So this is, let's say, it's more about business, I would say. I mean, except this man's search for meaning. This book is more about, let's say, how the guy survived from those being a prisoner in the Nazi camps, and how he survived and obviously lived for a long time, and obviously where the story is about. I'm still reading it, so it's more story about how he managed not to die, how he survived, how he say
Yeah,
yes and make it. You can make whatever challenge you have, you can make it. So yeah, this is about 40 powers of laws. It's more about interesting book to understand about how you can influence on your employees, or about when you're in business meetings, or about how you make connections, eye to eye connections, or about listening. So for instance, just to give you one good example regarding handshakes, I don't know if you're aware about that. If you look at different presidents, how they make handshakes, and if your hand is on top, this way how you show that you're dominating him or something like that. It's such a small things, but this is a way how. Or if you look at Donald Trump, he always, when he wants to shake, he actually pulls you, like, you come here.
yeah,
So that's why also when handshake, they're trying to put hand on top of you, so you on top of you. So yeah, this kind of things, small things, makes me a bit kind of, I would say, I'm so fascinated about this kind of stuff, because it makes you like, wow, I should learn about this part, or I should learn about that part, or definitely. So yeah.
yeah. No, three great books. 48 Laws of Power, Man's Search for Meaning. As you said, it's much deeper than just about the outfits. It's the whole thing about belief and the
Exactly.
power of belief and strong thinking. And then Think and Grow Rich is absolute classic. Should be on everybody's list, to be honest. But some excellent books there, brilliant. So, so learning. We talked about role models. The other thing is mistakes. The reality in business is we make mistakes, right? Sometimes. Any particular mistakes you would reflect on and say, I would do that differently if I had a, if it was now.
Mm. Definitely, I'm not saying that I haven't done any mistakes. Definitely, it was lots of mistakes in my life. But when I was working, again, I was working, when I started my business, I was on my own. I didn't have any mentors. I didn't have any coaches. I was just all, let's say, experience that I received. It was based on the work that I did. I would say the biggest mistake that I had in the beginning is that I didn't have a good, let's say, business partner. Obviously, I was thinking about that I could do, as I had business IT background, I was thinking that I know everything, and I know how to make it. But when I did some projects a long time ago, I remember I failed them because apparently I was not properly making infrastructure, or didn't think about making infrastructure or making like architecture about this kind of stuff. And obviously at that time, luckily, I met my business partner who is a CTO. So now these days he, let's say, covers and looks after all about technical stuff. So I don't have to have this kind of responsibilities, because I know that I'm in good hands, and I know that whatever happens, I know that everything goes well. So the biggest mistake that I was thinking that I can do everything by my own, and I think this is definitely, you have to spread. Secondly, I would say not to be greedy. Again, in the beginning, when I was working on my own, I obviously tried to save up as much as possible. For instance, I was hiring cheap developers, and obviously I was making a top margin. And obviously, I thought that cheap developers can make a good product, a good coding, but in the end, I had to hire a more expensive developer on my cost to finish bugs, or to finish some kind of issues that previous developer could not make it. So this is, again, I understand for the beginning it was quite, again, I was trying to make money. That's why for me it was, let's say, I will hire cheaper and obviously issue bigger invoice, but I mean, it doesn't work. So that's
Mm,
why you have to obviously hire proper developers in order to make sure that you will succeed your work, you will successfully deploy the project. So yeah, not be greedy, have the right people, and what else? Well, again, I'm not saying it's a mistake. It's just being depends on the personality of the person. But I myself, I'm more like a doer person. So if I see something, I'm just let's do it, just do it, and afterwards we'll decide how to make it, how to hire, what business logic, and etc. But afterwards, sometimes obviously I was like, okay, what have I done? Now let's step back, few steps back in order to again to think about let's make again new solutions after that. So yeah, but again, I'm not saying it's a mistake. It's all about it's better to think a little bit and after start doing it before let's do it and after okay let's start thinking about it. So yeah.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. Yeah. And then the point you made earlier about um, in terms of hiring, it's quite an interesting one because in many industries, this is a challenge. Um, where, where do you put the pay level? And in sometimes, as you said, to try and save money, you keep it very low, but then the quality of the person may not be quite at the standard you're looking for. So it's a fine line, isn't it, to get the balance right between the quality, but also making sure that you're not shortchanging the business by getting people that are not quite as good as you could have got. Um,
Exactly. Yeah, it's all again about values and about, for instance, if you want to make sure that your product works well and you're not embarrassed and you're, let's say, can guarantee that everything will work for another next 25 years, obviously you must have, not I'm saying you should, you must have proper, let's say, I'm talking about my field, developers who can finish your project. For instance, you can have, let's say, I don't know, 10 developers for middle class, middle level, but
yeah,
you must have at least one who is a senior developer because those 10 developers could, let's say there is an issue, let's say there is a bug, or let's some kind of error project. That 10 developers will spend at least a month or couple months to find a solution how to fix it. But where your senior developer can have a look and can finish everything in one day or even within 1 hour, which is great. But again, 1 hour or 1 month. And again, it affects to your business, where obviously depending what you offer, let's say you offer a SaaS service to your customers, and let's say one of your services doesn't work, customers are complaining, not paying you money, obviously getting bad reviews, bad feedbacks, which affect your business. So would you rather keep would you rather spend less money on developers but getting a bad feedbacks and where your business will not grow, or would you rather have at least one senior developer who will easily finish your task and again everything works properly and customers are happy and paying you money and everyone obviously again happy and going business further. So yeah.
mm, yeah, definitely one to think about and to think about where should it be? Where's that level? Sometimes you have to test it in market and play it by ear, but it's a tricky one. Interesting.
What I
If
can say
you,
from my business, sorry for interrupting you, I'm just want to
that's all
finish.
right.
From my business, what I can see that again, because we work as a service provider, we provide these outsourcing services, and we can see that lots of customers are trying to find the cheapest solution,
Yeah, of course.
trying to find cheapest developers, trying to find cheapest, let's say, or let's say we had a project where the client wanted, let's say, Facebook or Amazon Marketplace for $10,000. Just give an example. For us, I'll be just like, okay, good luck, wish you all the best. But I'm just saying this is one of the biggest solutions. But again, when it comes to reality, that those guys either fail because they cannot find the proper developers, or they find, but those developers will create a bad product. And afterwards, they will either again for their cost, for their money, again rehire new developers and again pay more money in order to finish the product. And again, is losing the time. I think the time is the most important and the biggest value that we have nowadays. Obviously, yes, there are also other aspects, but I think the time is the biggest value. And obviously, it's rather again, you could lose momentum. We have a product where you wish to launch it, and you could obviously make lots of money or make your business have and grow because you caught the right momentum. But what if you fail? You didn't catch the momentum. That's it. Your business is failed. So
Mm,
it's again, it's I'm telling you from my experience, what I've seen from my customers' feedbacks, what I've seen on working with developers, work with the clients. It's about timing and obviously value. Everyone wants their project to be deployed yesterday.
Of
That's kind
course.
of fun. This is the most fun fact. Let's say they have a project. I would want they have like a platform that needs to be deployed, it needs to be developed. The timeline yesterday. Yeah, that's quite funny. The most
Everybody wants it now.
exactly, yeah.
So we're coming towards the end now. That one of the questions I do like to ask some people is, if I gave you $100 million and said, 100 million pounds, invest it in businesses or in your businesses or good cause, whatever you want. What would you do with it?
Oh, well, again, if I'm talking about myself, because I'm in crypto industry, I would definitely invest into crypto. This is definitely what I would do. But again, you must understand because I know this field and I know this industry. That's why I would do it. I'm not offering to everyone else to do it, but I'm just saying that if I would do it, I would definitely do it because I would invest in crypto because I know the market size, I know what is happening in the market, and obviously I know lots of other financial tools where obviously you don't have to do anything, you just leave this money and you will get at least 15% API on a yearly basis, better than you see from the banks. This definitely I'm going to do. At the same time, I will also improve, grow my business where I would hire more marketing guys in order to sell my services and create more say income stream to my business. But both options are great. But again, it's up to you to decide if you want to say work and grow. I would say to go to hire marketers, hire salespeople, hire developers, and obviously increase your business. Or if you don't want to do anything, you just invest into crypto, into specific fields, and specific, let's say, staking, farming options, where again you can receive 13, 15% API on a yearly basis, and this is the safest, that's procedure. And again, this is what I would do. But
Yeah, yeah.
because I have this kind of ups and downs in my life, and I literally had no one. I had no business before. I don't have rich parents, and I started from my side. And obviously, I had bad times where I was working for myself. I had no clients. I could not pay my bills, and I think this is one of the biggest moment in my life that pushed me to the next level in order to make sure that I will make enough financial stability for me, for my family, and for the future life. So yeah.
Brilliant. Well done. And people listening to this always looking for tips, inspiration, stuff like that. Any particular tips you would give people in business? Because as you said, a lot of people don't realize that sometimes you can have bad times, and people who are successful in business could have been broke at one time, can't pay, struggling to pay staff, all sorts of things. What sort of tips could you give a business owner that might be finding it a bit difficult at the moment or just want to grow?
Uh, I mean, the stuff, let's say, decision, because I'm still struggling on daily basis, and for me, it's always a new day, it's a new lesson, and that's why, based on what I've seen, is obviously I will repeat myself. It's no regrets. I mean, just and I think stop thinking about what happens, just start doing it. I think this is definitely my biggest tip I would give because I see lots of people cannot start or cannot do anything because they just keep overthinking or they're scared or they're not confident. And based on that, they just like, okay, I don't know, I'm not sure. And this number, I know. Second, I would say tip is obviously go outside. Again, business is business between the people. It's all about people and people. You have to have lots of connection. You have to meet lots of people if you want to make sure that people will come to you. This is again the biggest tip. You have to attend as much as possible networking events, conferences, and obviously attend different meetups where you can express yourself, listen to other people, and maybe one day you will find someone who will come to you and obviously hiring. Because again, if it comes to business to B2B market, business to business, I think one of the biggest sales tool is word of mouth. I mean, the best tool that will help sell your services. Again, if you want to sell your services, you have to attend all these conferences and networking events. So yeah, again, no regrets. Obviously, just do it. I mean, not just do it, but don't think about what happens. Start doing it, and it goes by the flow, and be outside, talk to the people, open to the new challenges, because every time you might meet a person who might offer you a nice business partner, and obviously this could be also life changing for you as well. and obviously have the right people next to you who will support your business. It could be your, I mean, again, husband, wife, or your business partner who will definitely support your business in a way of like not to let you down. So yeah, and be prepared for a crazy life because
For a
because
crazy
all
life, eh?
because all these legal issues, tax issues, and obviously flying, attending events, meeting new people, making new financial invoices, preparing that you will have a customers who will not pay your invoices. You have to sue them or you have to close your business being bankrupt. But again, this is part of your life. Again, you have to go through, and no one is perfect. Everyone's learning, and this is, I think, the life. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. So, Shukrat, it's been brilliant. Learned so much. It's always lovely doing interviews with people who are doing well. Good luck to you, and thank you again for your time.
Thank you very much for making this podcast today. Really appreciate your time, and I hope I gave so much value for your listeners. And again, if you need any help with development blockchain, even just some kind of advice, I'm more than happy to attend and obviously give my advice. Or if you need some kind of, let's say, um, our future vision about blockchain industry, definitely we can also attend and give our feedback as well. Thank you very much, and I wish you have a nice week. And obviously,
Brilliant.
looking forward again. Bye bye.